Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Mariana and today I'm doing a review on The Girls I've Been by Tess Sharp. I have my coffee here, I'm pumped, so let's begin, shall we? You know, when in the last review, in the review of Every Last Fear, I said that I like my characters extremely developed in books. You know, I like character-driven books. This is what I mean. I'm not saying that the plot is not important, you know, like after all, it's the main conflict in the book. Yet I feel like it focused more on the character, on her story, on showing us what she's been through and how that has molded her personality, and that drives her decision making and who she is and how she thinks and how she acts. And I feel like that was the right decision, especially with a book like this. So let's talk a bit about the plot, okay? We have our protagonist. Her name is Nora, and basically she is in the middle of a bank heist. She has her ex-boyfriend slash best friend Wes with her, and her new love interest Iris. The present storyline is about them like basically being hostages and trying to work out a solution. Nora, you can tell from the very beginning that she is a very smart girl who is going to try and like get them out of there. And like that storyline, it's cut with her past identities. Actually, Nora is the daughter of a con woman. Her mom, Abby, did sweetheart cons, meaning she made man fall in love with her and then just con them out of their money and ran away. So we are told about different cons through the eyes of Nora's different identities, and I feel like, yes, you are constantly switching from present, you know, from the present at the bank and the past with all of her different identities. Although I do feel like that was important to letting us get to know Nora, it did feel a little bit clumsy, and let me tell you why. I read this book in one sitting, so it's not like I was forgetting the plot line, yet it did feel a little bit distracting. I feel like whenever something important was about to happen, you just cut to the past, and it did feel a little bit clumsy. I don't know if that's just me, but yeah, I wish it would have been told a little bit differently. But don't get me wrong, the past, the chapters that were telling her story were incredibly important because hard topics are touched. We are not only left with the glamorous life and the fun of developing a new personality and this and that. No, like, we are shown how shedding skins affects her, how some of the men that her mom is conning are truly terrible men. Sadly, she goes through terrible things, assault, both physical and sexual, which is heartbreaking. Like, Nora at 17 years old is not your typical 17-year-old. She has a lot of trauma, and well, I mean, the thing, I'm not going to spoil anything in this book, but the thing that led her to her current identity being Nora, you know, being away from her mom and everything, like what led her to that is pretty traumatic, especially how old she was when that happened. This whole thing happened when she was 12, and yeah, it's a book, it's fantasy. whatever this happens in real life. So I really appreciated how grounded in reality this book was on that part. You know, yeah, you're not going to have a 17-year-old foil a bank heist. That's not going to happen. But that part of the story, you know, like her story, which I feel was the real plot line of the book, was beautifully done, very respectful, and yeah. The other thing that I also really enjoyed was Wes, you know, the best friend, because he is also a victim of abuse, of domestic abuse, and I loved how, yes, at times he is shown as a victim, he is also shown as a complete person. You know, he is not consumed by what his father does to him. He is a very fleshed out character, which leads me to, I wished we would have seen more of Iris, because she makes little comments here and there of her life, and I don't know if it was because the author didn't want to have like every character be a tragic character, although this is somewhat of a tragic story. I don't know, I would have liked to see more about. Yeah, like overall it was a surprisingly nice read. Yes, it's YA, but it doesn't feel shallow. I feel like sometimes that does happen with YA. I don't know if it's because I'm already like not a teenager and I haven't been for a while, but I enjoyed this one. It was beautifully written, the story felt important. Yeah, I would give it a 7 out of 10, just because what I said about the storylines, it did feel a little bit clumsy. But on the other hand, I understand why it was necessary to, you know, be presented that way. But I really enjoyed it. I would absolutely recommend it. If you have not read it, do. It's a nice, easy read. It's very entertaining. If you've read it, please let me know what you thought about it. And yeah, that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share if you want to, subscribe if you enjoy this type of content. As you can see, I'm back. Yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.